Hello everyone, how are we all tonight? I hope we are doing good. Let's see this go live. Cool. Now we're going to share it out in all the usual places. And maybe some of the non-usual places. We shall be doing Let's grab that. Share it out on the parlor. Lines. Log in. Well, let's get our chat up as well. Vendor, there we go. Already have it. Okay, so there we go. We have shared this out in all places except for Discord. Everyone Chanel. Let's see on the okay, so I think we're ready. Let's take thumbnail off. You're just going to see my lovely keyboard. Okay, maybe not so lovely. Can keyboards be lovely? Oh no, you tell me. Hey Timothy, how are you? Anybody wanting to come on that has Discord just has to go to the on-air chat on Discord now. We are using Discord for our panelists. Can keyboards be sexy? Can keyboards feel at all? And what of the mouses? The mooses? The mooses? Okay, so let's get dangerous. Okay, maybe not. Let's get dangerous. Moose is spelled like this. You have brought shame to all Canadians. Moose is not spelled like that for moose is. You need to take off the S. It's either one moose or mini moose. And I don't mean mini moose, mini moose. Mickey Moose and Minnie Moose. Uh, no, it's mooses. No, when you have one or more moose, it's moose. When you have one or more mouse, it's mice. Oh, damn. You brown. As you can see, my grammar is. Hey, Joshua. Yeah, my grammar is messed up too, as well. Usually. And normally my spelling. I'm slowly getting better. Better, slowly getting. I am slowly getting better. Reich. Hello, hi Reich, says Joshua. Where did Eraser go? I don't know where my eraser went. I do not like this and I do not know where my eraser has gone. Who is Thunder? I forgot. He is a biker. He is the hitman for a biker group, him and his wife. Oh, that is Dylan's. I know I'm a shocked as you are. Joshua, I have some shocking news for you in grammar. I hate having to open. No, you're thinking of something else. Thunder something. Just trying to get the eraser open. I'm guessing he has some sort of lightning. No, he doesn't have lightning powers. That's his wife that has the lightning powers. His powers are more, I guess, sound based. How do I put it here? Uh, the powers to which he has have been gifted are metahuman strength, the ability to control sound, although he only uses these powers based in sound-based power in the form of sonic booms. If he learned to use his powers better, he could have the ability of controlling high sound powers, hi-fi sound. I'm not sure exactly what you mean there. Thunder's hand-to-hand combat skills. Thunder has hand-to-hand combat skills are only that which he has learned in biker brawls, barroom brawls, fights on the playground. He might be able to pick up and reproduce from TV. I don't see how that he gets lame powers while his wife gets cool powers. So he has loud noises. Yeah, which could probably, rupture people's eardrums, disorient people, depending on how well he uses the ability. Thunder is technically the sound that you hear after the lightning strikes. So, if you could be close enough to a lightning strike and hear the thunder right up close, it could probably deafen you, I would think, for short periods. Okay, but aren't Thunder and Lightning characters from Teen Titans? I do believe there are Thunder and Lightning characters in DC and Marvel. Um, because Thunder and Lightning are basically um, um, words. Well, everything is words, right? Is like environment type stuff or whatever. Um, nobody can. They can. DC Marvel can trademark their versions of the characters, or anybody can. But trademark or copyright their characters, but nobody can. You can't stop anybody from creating a character named Thunder, just as long as it's not like um, DC's and Marvels. Like anybody can technically create a character called Storm. I don't know why you would want to, but or somebody could probably create a character called Wolverine because Wolverine's an animal. You can create now. That's what I get from the trademark and copyright laws. Now you could go and do that. Create your own Wolverine and be completely different than Marvel's Wolverine, but then you're going to have a lot of problems probably. Okay, I'm going to have a Batman, but he dresses up like a baseball bat. Unfortunately, because Batman is more unique of a name than, in some ways, than Thunder and Lightning. From what I get, you could not do that, Timothy. Not if it's a baseball. Not if it's a baseball bat. No. And the logo is different. No, not even then. From what I know, anyways. It's all because the whole concept of the name Batman is uniquely different than, sorry DC, sorry DC, a completely different Batman. It's like DC and Marvel both have Scarecrow characters. They have a few characters with the same name, actually. Hey, Glacier Mountain, is this the stripper guy from Dillard's book? No, it is not. This is a complete. His is Thunder something. This is a completely different guy. He is a biker. Give me a sec. I want to do something. Batman's sidekick is going to be a mutated Robin. Now, see, there is one that you could probably do. You could probably create your own version of Robin, though, Timothy, and use it. And this card will be the Batmobile. The Bat Auto? The Autobat? It's different because there's no in the there is a no in the middle of the word. Oh. And, and how are you tonight, anyways, Glacier? I took a nap and just woke up. My sleeping schedule is going to be all messed up. I got to get script pages sent to artists and watch his Tales from the Crypt episode for a Thursday live stream Thursday. Cool, cool, cool. The hard part about this drawing today is going to be getting a bike in here. And by bike, I mean motorcycle. Probably something that looks like a Harley. I'm actually going to. I'll be doing his wife next week. So, Lightning. I'm going to be doing a bike sort of facing the other way with her on it. It's going to be fun. What's going to be fun? Watching me try to draw this bike. You're, you hardy har har, Timothy. I'm going to be drawing lightning. And I know that's going to be weird to see me draw lightning. Sorry, I mean lie. Thunder only happens when it's raining. The Tales from the Crypt episode we are watching on his live stream. Cool? Rick, if you could bring one of your characters to the real world to be your girlfriend, which one would you choose? Ooh. So obviously that would be one of my female characters. Um, uh, what you want to watch it on live stream? Won't I get struck? I'd have to go with Miss Maple. Well, Miss Maple's not mine. Miss Maple is, well, technically, Tyler has a Miss Maple, and Kat has a Miss Maple that John is borrowing for his book. But as for which one, my characters, um, I'm just trying to think. I have quite a few female characters. I don't know a lot about all of them. Probably I'd want to make it one of the single ones. I must not understood you. I thought we were watching it, then doing like a review breakdown of it. Oh, lol, I hate texting. Yeah, it doesn't matter if they're single or not. You can just write their boyfriend out of existence or their husband. Well, technically, my main three are technically single. Like Ozona is single, although she's dating. Snowdrift is single, and Electride's single. I do have other characters within Detective Squad, but I understand if you just want a boyfriend-free girl. Oh, oh, we can do that. Oh, my bad. Okay, let's see whether we can get a Harley. Good picture of a Harley Davidson. What's up? Hey, Sketchbook. So anybody who wants to come on as panelists, my Discord's open. There's a link to the Discord in the thing, and I'm in the on-air thing if anybody wants to come in on as a panelist. Did you pick a girlfriend yet? No, not yet. Well, apparently we're going to have someone's one next year. Uh, That's a Sportster. Trying to find a good picture of a Harley here. An older Harley. Who are you, OMC or GMC? You know what? I might. Ooh, that is. Ooh, I am Eagle Rider. Okay, so we're gonna take this arm away here. Um, oh, I'm Eagle Rider 9000. Cool. Okay, so let's see. We'll go. There we go. We're cutting the cult back together. We're putting the cult back together, boys. Phase 2, strength in numbers. Cool. How are you tonight, Sketchbook? Do we have anybody? I don't believe you're Eagle 43. Uh, I don't think Glacier ever claimed to be any 43. He just claimed to want to get the band back together of the Detective Squad. Uh, do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Hold up. I'll be in a bit. Okay. Cool. Cool. Okay. So now we actually have a little bit of something to work with for the bike. We'll take out the word moose here and mice. Uh, you know what? Let's do something here about um, okay, we're gonna change the arm position here a little. We're gonna have the arm come out here. I'm gonna work on that a little bit. That arm. And now we can do something with this arm here. Oh, wait, I'm a boomer. How do I jump on from Discord? Okay, if you go to my channel, scroll down on the channel side, and you'll see one that says On Air Sketchbook. A room that says On Air. Rick, how do I become famous enough so I can get people to color my stuff so I don't have to? I don't know. Flit, and how are you tonight, Flit? Are you in on my yeah. There's the general chat. If you've got yourself in the general tab chat, just type from there to let me know you're there, Sketchbook. Okay, I'm in here. Okay, you see the where it says general on the side, then it says script, high noon, characters, Canadian Shield issue. Move your mouse over in that area and scroll down. Eventually, there will think it'll say voice channels. I'm not sure whether you have that open. Open that so the arrow beside voice channel is showing down, and that'll show a bunch of things, channels, and then one of them says on air. Click that. And one of them says on air. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay.
There, I had to mute the.
The live stream.
Yeah. For
Oh.
some reason, they still can't build the software to recognize the difference between your mic and what's being output from the sound.
Okay. I'll say for now. I'll say Snowdrift, Joshua. Christy North. I got off that. He asked me earlier if I could make one of the women or bring one of the women in my comic book universe to life and have them as a girlfriend. Which one would it be? Okay, did my Discord just disappear? Okay, where is Discord? I hope my stream didn't disappear. Stop. Discord. Where is Discord? Okay, just hold on there. Discord, 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 Discord. Why can I not make that? Alright, just give me a sec, people. Just trying to bring up my Discord. Now, for some reason, it doesn't want to. Okay. I'd go with Insecto, he's packing. Wow. Okay, let's see. Yeah, it's my Discord quit on me, Sketchbook. So just stay there, and you'll be back on with me in a minute. Hey, Mighty Geeko, how are you? Got it. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, better.
Yeah. I
Can you
need
hear
to
me?
change. Yeah, I can hear you. I need to change my audio settings to be in my ear. Oh. Okay, that should do now.
Also, the echo's on your side.
Yeah, or it was. You took too long to answer. Now Snowdrift was able to see that you didn't want to choose her, so you don't really love or care about her. I know how to jump into Discord with both feet. Mighty Geek says he's doing pretty well. Oh, cool, your Discord quit. You could just ask me to leave. She doesn't want to be your girlfriend no more. She met the buckler. Okay.
So, what was the question about?
Oh, he asked me a while ago if I could take one of my characters from my universe and make them real life. Which one would I want to make real life to date? Or go out with, marry, have to be my girlfriend. However you want to say it. And, I just, of course, I didn't know who to choose right at first.
Powers and all, or what?
I don't know. I never asked that.
Gotta be specific. You can't just. I mean, if it's just a person, I would guess it would be the Canadian Shield because he has a good personality, I guess.
You'd want to date the Canadian Shield?
Oh, you said date. Again, specifics. No, no. I don't know enough of your female characters. I only know that skateboarder girl that I saw, and then Snowdrift.
Yeah, well, I was saying Snowdrift, so.
That's good, Joshua, that you still have a Twitter. A lot of people are leaving Twitter, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I like Twitter. I have I don't really get into it with people on Twitter. I use it to promote stuff, to like tweet out the draw-alongs and stuff like that. I don't get into too much beef. I mean, I get in dumb threads from time to time or what they call little debates, but I mean, to me they're just back and forth, and as long as you stay within the terms of service, you're okay.
Well, unfortunately, sometimes Twitter, in terms of service, they make it up as they go along.
Oh no. They both of them, YouTube, Twitter, they always make it up as they go along. But what I'm talking about is okay,
Yeah.
like Mike was streaming with Doug Tenaple a few days ago, and he was talking about that, uh, pretty much saying how he couldn't use Twitter because he would get drawn in, and I forgot whose video I was watching that one of they were like restreaming it or going through his stream, and they were like, well, that just shows no self control. You know what I mean? And they even mentioned Richard C. Meyer that because I remember commenting to Richard on one of his videos that Twitter wasn't bad. It's just because you like to argue, you like drama.
Yeah.
If that's your personality, I would say stay off Twitter, or hire somebody to run your Twitter if you're an artist or something like that. Someone that doesn't have that, that pretty much would just put out the information and only answer fans' questions, and that's it. But reasonable fans' questions.
Yeah.
You always ignore the dumb questions.
Yeah. That's me on Twitter. I just go on, I promote my stuff. I've used the DM groups to let people
Yes,
know about coming on.
Rick, you should do a master class on shilling on the internet.
Because I don't need to get into any of that. Yeah, sure. There's times from time. I read a bunch of the threads, and I'm like, oh my god.
Well, there is scripture for that too, isn't there? Where we're told not to get into useless arguments.
Yeah.
It's too late for me, Rick. Save yourselves. They're going to Minds. Most of them are going to Instagram, which is just as bad.
Yeah.
But a lot of artists are having more success on Instagram. But you're finding just the same amount of weirdos. I found myself going down the art YouTube community rabbit hole, and I stumbled over some some lady's channel. She was talking about the whole fixing your art or commenting on bad, what do they call them, tutorial videos. And people had told them, well, yeah, I've never seen anybody comment stuff like that. And she started reading them, and I'm like, oh, so those are on Instagram. That's why. I'm like, I haven't seen, like, the YouTube art community. I've never seen anybody be like, oh, well, that's not how I do it, and that doesn't look realistic or anything like that. But yes, you get that kind of crazy stuff on Instagram and on Twitter, which is funny because I've talked to some professional artists, in their Instagram, not talked to them like personally, but I've messaged them and they were being like, oh yeah, I left Twitter because Instas must chill, and I'm like, no, you just haven't been found yet. Believe me, the same people that were messing with you on Twitter, they'll mess with you on Instagram, but
yeah, if they're over there.
And but isn't Instagram owned by Facebook?
They might be.
I think so.
I'm not sure who they're owned by at the moment. Sometimes these companies go through owners.
Yeah, I even commented to on one of the streams. I don't know if you read it, but I commented to Mike in the chat. I told him I bought your book because I saw you advertise it on Twitter. Now that you said you left, like, unless I came back to your channel because I hadn't been subbed to him for a while, I would have never known that you had left Twitter, or I would have never seen, and I wouldn't have bought any of your books.
Yeah.
Even if I only bought one book, that's still one sale that you could have gotten.
Yeah. And I'm sure there's lots of others too. Yeah, Facebook owns Instagram to split.
Yeah. Yeah, see, and I don't know, I think Facebook is a bit worse than Twitter, like, because Twitter constantly gets called out. Facebook gets away with murder a lot of the time.
Well, they're bad in different ways. So, Twitter, it's just because of the way it is, where there's more idiots yelling back and forth at each other, for lack of a better way of saying it, it gets noticed more. But, Facebook is banning groups and stuff like that, and they're, stopping the flow of information and all that as well. So, they get called out a bit too. In fact,
Timothy, Facebook got small for, like, because of the fact that they were behind the curve. It took them forever to catch up with all the new stuff that, like, Twitter was doing, and then Instagram was doing, and even Pinterest a while back. But it's because it was so easy to do, like, small uploads so that you could keep up with your, like, e-celebs or whatever like that. So Facebook wasn't doing that, and then by the time they caught up, it was too late. Plus, a lot of it is nostalgia bait. That's why you hear a lot of like my kids' generation say things like, "Yeah, only old housewives are on Facebook," because it's a lot of like family member stuff and things like that. Like when I hear an artist say, "Oh yeah, we're in a Facebook group," I'm like, "Well, good luck. You're pretty much gonna reach an audience mainly of like 35 and up, because a lot of the young people don't really use Facebook."
Yeah. I'm in several groups on Facebook, but I came over to YouTube, started doing my YouTube thing, and I realized, okay, I need to be on Twitter. I sucked it up. I didn't want to go on Twitter because I tried Twitter out a few years ago,
Yeah, I
and
didn't like it either when it first started.
it's like people just saying, "Oh yeah, I had a blueberry whatever muffin for lunch or breakfast or whatever." Okay, I don't need to know this stuff. Okay, I'm out of here. I had created my account and I left it. I don't know whether I've never tried to recover it. I don't even know
Uh,
how I would recover it because I don't even know which email I use for it.
yeah, YouTube they've tried to take YouTube down, but it's too big. Once it got bought out by Google, they weren't gonna let it fail. Too many people make too much money off of YouTube for them to just quit. TikTok is gonna be another Vine. It's gonna end up going under after the fad dies. I use Twitter to try to get Cult of Raven and Detective Squad back together. I know that these guys are the Cult of Raven guys. Dillard and Metal and them. But who's Detective Squad? Glacier Mountain.
uh, Detective Squad is a subgroup of the Cult of Raven.
Mm. Next, we are bringing back MySpace. That's hilarious, MySpace. Well, MySpace got killed because of Facebook. They were basically the same thing. I mean, the
Well,
only thing you could do on MySpace better than Facebook is like you could put your own music, but nowadays, they want to charge you for everything. So
yeah, I find MySpace is more based towards musicians. You know.
which groups,
Uh,
Timothy, are you talking about? Sorry, Rick, I didn't mean to cut you off.
oh, no problem. I had a MySpace as well, but I never did anything with it.
We need to tell Torn.
We need to tell Tom on
Oh, Tom on
MySpace.
MySpace. Yeah, Tom, everybody's first friend. Yeah,
Yeah.
Timothy, I heard that it's still up, that the website's still up, but I don't know anybody that uses it. Try to get Mighty Geek Studios. What's up? Who tried to get you to join the Cult of Raven?
Oh, probably Joshua. Everybody when it was really going strong.
I still remember when, like, I didn't hang out in y'all's chats or on y'all's channels back then, but I did remember seeing a lot of the chat because I used to monitor the chat on Drawn and Quartered, the Pro Edition.
Yeah. The cult
That's
of
when I
the cult of Raven is basically responsible for having Booster to go to the Pro Edition.
for having Booster
Yeah.
to go there. Why, you guys got him a victory?
Yeah, they came out in force and voted for him.
The I'll be honest with you. I know this is gonna sound harsh, but right now, the way I see it, that's not a prize anymore. Like it used to be back in the day when Drawn and Quartered was a lot better. Like it's not a prize anymore to beat everybody on the fan edition just to go over there. Yeah, like I mean, I have no disrespect for them. They're all good artists and everything, but just the I've watched like two or three since I re-subbed to Mike, and they're just not as good as they used to be. It's
Yeah.
more like just drawn and chatting. There's no drawn and quartered anymore. But then again, D and QFE is still doing the same thing. We go off on tangents in the chat or with we derail Booster and Chester. So there's no smack talking between the artists,
Yeah.
but the art is really really good coming out of it. It is very very good, and it is like getting a little stagnant, like to me, but because before I remember when you used to be on DNQFE or John or Jiminy, it used to get packed in the chat, man. Like now they don't read my chat because they forgot it to even read it. But before it was because it was moving so quick, everybody was in there.
Yeah. Now that I'm doing
And
it,
I just don't see that from those shows anymore.
I might end up. Chester was saying about I should become on more again. I might start going back on.
I think
Yeah.
you should, if anything, to practice.
Yeah. I'm going to probably. And since I'm no longer doing After Dark at the moment, it's easy to do it. When I had After Dark, it wasn't that. It was a bit harder.
Hmm.
But I'll go on when it's like subject matter that I like or know something um,
Hmm.
about. Like last week, it was supernatural. I know nothing
Yeah,
about
yeah, yeah.
it. I know nothing
Uh,
about
I
the.
I know a little bit about it, but I'm not a huge fan of it. Like said to many people, once I started going to church, I stopped watching stuff like that. And on top of that, it always seemed like it was just like Charmed, but with men. Like it was for girls to watch, where Charmed was like ladies for the men to watch, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't like that. I went in there and put that in the chat, and then I told them good night, and I left.
Let's see. Mighty Geek says the art is great, but the trash talk was the reason to watch. Yeah, a little bit. Timothy
Yeah,
says
and
bring back High Noon. I am
that was
thinking.
on both shows.
Yeah.
That was on both shows, by the way. Like it's suffering more on Drawn and Quarter Pro Edition, where there's hardly any smack talk. It's almost like they just pick off low hanging fruit with one of the artists. I'm not gonna who say that it is, say who it is, but it's it's kind of like people like when they want to go in. Like have you ever heard like two friends like that don't talk smack to each other, trying to talk smack to each other, and it just doesn't come off right?
Yeah.
It's like when people text you and they just put JK all the time at the end. I'm like, I know you're joking. This whole thing is to joke around, but that's the vibe that I get from the Pro Edition. And the other one, there is plenty of smack talking, but more smack talking going about whatever other subject comes up. It's not about the art, which is what it should be.
Oh heck, yeah. That's what Like I tried to do a little bit of smack talking towards Boost or whatever there the
Well,
other day.
well, yeah, it's not like not everybody has that ability. Not everybody's very witty. It doesn't make you like your IQ lower. It's just that you're not as fast on the wit. Like Dillard's good, man. I remember when he was on there. Dillard would just one after the other. Who else? Jiminy's pretty good. There was who used to do
Well,
the 3D drawings. He was pretty
uh,
good too. There was somebody that would be on there and be doing 3D drawings.
I'm. Well, I guess it depends on who you ask. I'm good with the puns here, usually fairly fast if I can get a word in endwise.
I did like how you how you drop the puns and just would shut somebody up because they don't like puns. That did make me laugh. am with Timothy. You should bring back High Noon.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking maybe September. I might bring it back 2 days a week, Monday and Friday. I'm not sure what I'm going to do for it. Like I'm gonna keep Tuesdays and Thursdays and doing my character of the week. But I want to be, if I'm gonna do it, I want to be able to know what I'm doing. If you know what I mean. I just don't want to come on and just be, what am I here for? But
Set up a schedule,
yeah,
like things you want to work on. Like
yeah,
that's why I haven't made any of my videos because I'm like I don't want to just put out a video to put out a video.
yeah,
I want to set it up so it's kind of like
no,
a programming
yeah.
schedule.
Well, well, I have been working on one thing for it or
Hold on, Rick.
whenever.
Hold on,
Everybody,
Rick. Hold on.
yeah.
Glacier Mountain asks, "What is High Noon?"
High Noon is a show, for lack of a better way of thing. For about 2 or 3 years, 3.5 years, I did, or 2.5 years, I did a program at noon, Monday to Friday, every day, and drawing something or other. So that's what it was.
I liked it. It kept me going through lunch when I was at work. Like I would sit there and have one cordless headphone in while eating, just laughing at you guys chop it up in the chat and stuff like that.
But yeah,
Glacier Mountain Comics says, "Bring back Scribbattle." That is John Dillard's show. I
yeah,
do want him to bring it back too. I think Scribbattle is a show that could rival something like Drawn and Quartered series.
yeah.
I think John actually has a winner there. It's just that John has a life outside of YouTube, so I don't blame that he doesn't have the time for it.
Um, what do you think of my new backdrop for on my screen?
I like the shelf. I can't wait to see more stuff, like more posters and things like that,
Yeah,
decorating on that.
I'm gonna be trying to take a picture of my Canadian Shield statues that I have, other little things that I've made or whatever, and put them on. Start filling it up.
Are you talking about the High Noon intro, Timothy?
Yeah, that's what he's talking about. What do you guys think out there? Think of my backdrop that I'm creating. I've got to get the lighting good. I got to get my curtain back up.
Yeah, you
But
need those, what are they called? Those lights with the umbrellas on it, for the
yeah,
soft lighting.
well, it's right now. The light from outside comes in, and I have this blue tarp that you can get from like the dollar store. So it's not as see through as the green thing that I had.
Hmm.
So, but the light it's a little bit more reflective in the light. So I've got to control the light coming in.
Rick, are you recording a parody of a Creed video? Cause you got the wind blowing your hair away, like if you're the singer from Creed.
No, that's my fan on me. That's about 2 or 3 feet away.
Rick, Timothy's asking, what does the cover for
What is
Canadian
it?
Shield #2 look like?
Um, I've had something that I've done in the past, but I'm not sure whether I'm going to keep it. I haven't decided on that or Snowdrift #2 yet. Background is sick, Rick. It needs some Melvin and some manslaughter on those shelves. Well, I'm trying to keep. No offense to everybody. I'm trying to keep it stuff based in something. Stuff based on my stuff or stuff that I've done. as you can see,
Have you had the cover for Canadian Shield 2 done yet?
let me see. I do have a cover that I did some time back. I said, let's see, image. Well, CS2 cover. From digital.
Timothy Olsen says, "Did you hear about the guy who got one comic for free but was charged for the other one?" I don't know. What comic are you talking about? He was charged for manslaughter but was given Melvin. Actually, you know what, Timothy? That happened to me. I don't know if you're making that up, but this happened to me. I ordered, what's his name? From Ironverse Comics. Doggone it. I don't know where I put it.
Pick the screen. So there's something that I did in the past. I'd have to alter some things on it, obviously, for the Canadian Shield 2 cover. But this was before I did this, like, even before Canadian Shield #1 came out, so.
Okay, I ordered from their website, the website that does the on-demand printing. I ordered the 3 volumes, I think, or the 3 issues or 4 issues of Jack Iron Steel Cowboy. This was kind of cool because
you might want to put in the bottom caption, "Who is Toxico?" You could have a bi-weekly or monthly contest to feature people's art of your character as posters in the wall in the background. Yeah. Fan art contest. The winner gets to be put up on my wall for a week or a month or something like that.
doggone it.
But yeah, if I do this, I'll probably rework the cover. But that was a cover idea that I had a while back, and before I had Clip Studio, this was done. Actually, I think it was done in Manga Studio, the previous version. A version I had gotten by sailing the high seas. What do you think of my idea? About putting the caption, "Who is
Wow, it
Toxico?"
doesn't have his own project on here.
About putting the caption of "Who is Toxico?" You
Cool.
like the idea? What idea?
So this is going to be the cover?
Well, it might be. I might rework it. Some things have changed too. I've changed the outlook, the look of the character.
Are you going to have any guest artist on this?
Well, I'm not doing the drawing for this. Well, you've seen all the art's being done by Efren Crespo.
Well, no. I'm talking about for the cover. Like, you can only do one cover or multiple covers?
I'm thinking one. Although Snowdrift, I'm probably gonna have multiple covers. I don't want to do too many. If I do variants, I don't want to do too many variants on issues other than that it should have, like, a first issue I can see variant covers, a second, third issue. No, maybe when I hit 12 on whatever of them. or like a 25th issue. The other place I can see variants is when I am doing um, like when I hit the thing for the Holy Warriors where they're about to form, you know.
So
I'm listening. So.
okay, Timothy, I can't find the name of the book, but I think it's called like Devastators or something like that from Ibai Canales, the artist that did Iron Sights for Richard C. Meyer. I got his book, like the entire set of that storyline, instead of getting my Jack Irons Steel Cowboy
Oh,
three
lovely.
books, and I posted it on Twitter that this happened to me, and the company saw it. It was like, "Oh, we sent those to you by accident." They're like, "Go ahead and keep them. We're gonna send you the Jack Irons ones anyway," and I ended up with free comics.
Well, that's good, and I think that's what any company should do in a case like that. I think that's the right thing to do. You don't say, "Oh, sorry, you're out of luck. You're not getting what you actually ordered." You know, it's their mistake. They shouldn't make you send them back or whatever. They just
Yeah,
gotta eat the cost.
and to date, I think that's Canales' best book for his art style and like the way he tells a story with his art or with the way he sets up panels. If it's really good. I personally didn't like his style on Iron Sights only because to me Iron Sights needs to be more, since it's set in a kind of realistic tone. It's supposed to be a story about um, that one character in the border doing battle with the cartel. I think it would have been better if he would have hired someone like Mike Miller to do it, who draws in anatomically correct form. That
Yeah,
would have been better off for him because it goes with it's kind of like horror comics. I like back when I used to read horror comics, I think that they're better represented when you do anatomically correct uh, humans in there instead of you know trying to stylize it like something from the 90s in Marvel or Image, because then it doesn't work too well.
yeah. It's like when I was doing my campaign, Fly Fox Pro, he ordered right, and it had gotten to him in what I thought was should have been a right time.
Hmm.
And so I sent, okay, we're going to count it as lost or whatever, or sent to the wrong address. And it was slightly because, but I didn't find that out at first. I just sent him got everything fixed, you know, re-got his address and all that from, Indiegogo, made it up, sent it off. And then a couple days later, his original package came back in the mail to me, and I had messed up the address somehow, some way.
Uh, yeah, but you corrected it and he got his books right.
Yeah, yeah. I started the correction even before I knew that he hadn't. Well, I knew he hadn't got it, but I didn't know that it was on its way back to me
Hmm.
because okay, it's lost. I'm just gonna bite the bullet and deal with it, because that's what you need to do for customer service. You need to give everybody the best thing possible for like that. You know, don't wait too long to figure out whether they're gonna get it. Like I figured, okay, I'm gonna send it out. What's the worst thing gonna happen? He gets 2 books.
Right. I still haven't found your book. I know it's in my room somewhere. Because I was reading it on PDF. I didn't
Yeah.
want to actually open the book.
Uh,
I think I opened it once and then I put it away and that's it. It was only to take out the ash can because I wanted to read the Buckler ash can.
yeah. Well, did I put them in the same packet? Well, I think the Buckler Ashkin would have been most likely in its own bag of board.
Yeah, it was, but the bag disintegrated on me,
Oh, sorry about that.
so I was left with the board. And oh, it's not your fault, man. It happens. And I put it in the package with the
The shield.
Canadian Shield. Yeah, and I think I got the John Dillard cover.
Oh, cool.
But I backed that, and I usually do that. Like if there's a digital, I'll back the digital so I could read it.
Yeah.
Like some of them
Well,
don't do digital. That's why I think I told Brian Shearer, I'm like, you need to do a digital on the second of your book, man, because your first book looks so beautiful. I don't want to open it. You know, I just I want to read through it. And he's like, oh, I'm gonna do a PDF of this one. I'm like, okay. Hopefully you would go back and do it for the first one too. I'll buy that off of you.
yeah. Well, yeah. I did.
They had very good customer service. They apologized and everything,
Yeah. And
and they let me keep the books. And I posted it when I posted it on Twitter. Canales is on my Twitter, and I tagged him, and he started laughing, and he sent a message I think to Cody from Ironverse Comics, and he's like, I swear I didn't have anything to do with that. I don't work for them. Messing with them, and I couldn't stop laughing. He's like, I think it was the message he put a guy, a Russian dude playing on a computer, and says, I totally didn't hack their system to send it to you. But yeah, that's good.
yeah, and we need more customer service like that in the industry.
Oh yeah, dude. Like I watch his videos. You'd have to understand Spanish. If you understand Spanish, I'd recommend watching his videos.
I don't
Like they're
understand it. I don't understand
it's
enough.
hilarious
I don't understand enough Spanish.
to watch them. Yeah, you have to understand enough, and on top of that, you have to understand a little bit like the idioms from Spain because they're not the same. That's what people don't realize. Like idioms in Mexico, northern Mexico to South Mexico to Mexico City are
No.
different, and then to Cuba and Puerto Rico, completely different, and then to Spain, different again, and then of course all the other Latin countries down in the south.
Well, let's see.
But
Glacier
yeah, the
says,
idioms change all the time. So
Glacier says, as a CG newbie, I missed all the good times. So let's bring back the cult and build each other's platforms and channels back up to monsters. I could help this time. Well, that would be good, like, heck, I was always for helping people out. In fact, a couple people sort of springboarded off my channel. Manny, when he was around, John a little bit. I think he had his own channel, but I'm not sure.
yeah, a lot of people they got busy with their lives, especially after all the infighting. And the infighting wasn't at the lower level, or what John Dillard would call the D level comic skaters. It
Yeah.
wasn't. Those is still they're not. They're still united. They just they've gone on to do some other projects because they were already working on those other projects. And Comicsgate didn't really implode. It's just changed. I usually call them indie comics now because that's what they are. They're just independent comics. But a lot of the main big channels, yeah, that's gonna take some major growing and on their part and
Yeah.
compromising because they're the ones that involved with them when they're doing all that. Because they'll say one thing one time and then later on down the road they'll be like, we're buds again, and now we don't like these people, and I'm like, really? It says I don't know. I know Dominican, but somehow I understand all dialects. Well, no, yeah, because all Spanish is it's all based from Castellano, which is Spanish from Spain. So you're gonna understand all of the dialects, but the idioms means is the sayings that they have, like the curse words or the jokes. They'll be a little bit harder to get from country to country. In fact, because you know Spanish, you'll even be able to pick up on a little bit of French and a little bit of Italian because they're all Latin-based language. Oh, and Portuguese as well. They're all
Yeah.
Latin-based languages.
Yeah. Yeah, I learned, well, obviously, here in Canada, learned French as a second language, which I was pretty good at. Uh, but
Yeah, and
then,
French changes too because I studied French for 1 year in high school, and my friend studied it a year before he graduated, a year before me. And when he would speak to me in French, and I'd try to answer him, he'd be like, "Dude, that is mighty. That's a mighty French Creole. Like your teacher, who was she?" And when I told him who she was, she's like, "Oh, so." He told me, "Yeah, they replaced the teacher. They replaced her with a Creole speaking teacher, and Creole is very broken French. Like he would tell me, he's like, you should go to college and take a French course or take a French course on the side because yeah, your Creole is not gonna do you much good. Like outside of Louisiana, it's not really gonna do you much. Like you need to learn proper French, then you
yeah,
could, speak to like
yeah.
French to people like in Haiti, in what is it, Quebec.
Yeah, well, even the Quebec French is not uh, good French. It's
It's also
bastardized. For like,
yeah, I called it Creole for a reason because that's the only other way to say is bastardized. So let's just turn out hypothetical new roster for Cult of Raven 2. To say that Comicsgate is not consumer movement, it's a do-it-yourself movement. Explain, Timothy. What do you mean by do-it-yourself? I mean, I personally don't think that. Personally, I still believe Comicsgate is a consumer movement. Always has been a consumer movement. It was started by consumers. The pros jumped on afterwards
yeah,
because EVS wasn't truly Comicsgate. The first, way back in the day, the way I saw it, because I jumped onto all the videos. I didn't have my own channel or whatever. I would just watch the videos, keep up with them because I didn't have a job. So I would just watch videos and streams. But it all started with the whole crap with the pros against diversity in comics. Once
yeah,
diversity in comics finally started putting out the book, Jawbreakers, a lot of pros took notice of that and the amount of crowdfunding. And this is where you had the jump in. This was also what caused the first rift between the comic skaters that were just YouTubers and the comic skaters that were YouTubers that were backing the pros, which you had like Anglican Teen and um, Unranked Chevron and Dax the Hero. All of them wanted to keep Comic Skate the way it originally started. Like with Captain Frugal, Captain Cummings,
yeah,
Doug Ernst, and all those, where it was just pretty much YouTube channels covering, bombarding the industry. Tug and them just bombarding the industry. They didn't want to bring pros into creating Comic Skate products because they were still of the mind that, hey, we could turn this ship around. But like when people are like, well, you're going to side with EVS, I'm like, no, but EVS from the beginning said that he didn't want that ship to turn around. He wanted to create something new, which is
yeah.
what happened with the pros. And then you had the second rift when Mike and
Doug,
EVS and all of them had the rift because of all the drama.
yeah,
According to them, I didn't watch all of those. That
yeah,
time I already had a job, so I wasn't keeping up.
yeah. Okay, let's see.
Quebec, the true voice of Canada.
Not,
Is is that true, Rick? Is Quebec
not even
Quebec?
close.
Wait, isn't Quebec outnumbered? Like, there's more English-speaking provinces
Yeah,
in Canada than there is
yeah,
French-speaking ones.
yeah. Like Quebec has, I don't know. Ontario has like 14 million people. Quebec probably has like 12
That's
or
funny because
13.
I,
But,
I,
Canada as a whole has like 38 million. So Texas is like two-thirds of, three-quarters of Canada, the population, with your 30 million.
right? And that's funny that you called their French bastardized because, which I'm pretty sure it could be. But what I'm saying is, I remember Steven Crowder had a what is it? That thing there where he goes to colleges. Changed my mind.
Oh, yeah.
And he was talking about that because he grew up in Quebec, and he said they force you to be French. Like
Oh,
you
oh,
have to learn French or you don't graduate. In
yeah.
fact, he said that there's a law like you can't speak anything other than French in parts of Quebec.
Yeah, that's true.
So I was like, if that's the case, that's kind of like the pot calling the kettle because you're saying it's bastardized, but yet they want you to be more French when they themselves aren't living up to the ideal, I guess.
Yeah, well, no, well, I more mean the language. I'm not sure about the living or not, but
Well, yeah,
it's not the same French that you would find in France.
yeah, that's
Eh,
exactly what I mean. Though, if they want them to be more French, why wouldn't they use the French from France? Even though, in all honesty, if you know anything about any country, the dialect changes. I mean, look at the United States. You have the Bostonian accent, you have the South Texas accent, you have the Hispanic accent from the South. You know, you have all these accents, and we change and use words differently. You know,
mm,
so on top of that, you do because you have your the French in Paris is spoken different from the French in the Riviera or from the French in the countryside.
yeah,
I did learn in school. I actually paid attention that day.
that day, right?
Quebec makes right, yeah, that day. Quebec makes me mad. I got lost in a blizzard leaving a strip club, and I was asking for directions back to the U.S. frontier, and they wouldn't talk to me because I wasn't speaking French and they knew English. Yeah, Crowder says that he calls them uppity for that. Like, dude, I'm a tourist. I don't speak. I used to get into it. I've had not the stripper thing, but I've had similar situations where my family would get mad because I wouldn't speak Spanish to certain people when we were in Mexico, and I would be like, it's just much easier for me to just speak in English if he understands English. Why? Why? Oh, because he doesn't speak English very well. Well, then that's even better. It gives him the opportunity to be able to practice it.
Yeah.
Yes, the Coneheads are from France. They come from France.
Uh,
I said, how
uh,
do I get back to the U.S. frontier? And one guy answered back, we don't sell that magazine here. In the middle of a blizzard, I wanted to punch him.
well, I was gonna say to Glacier's thing earlier about for possible members of the Cult of Raven 2.0. I refuse to join the Cult of Raven 1.0. I would refuse to join the Cult of Raven 2.0.
You weren't part of the Cult of Raven?
No, but they all came to my thing. They liked me, a lot of them. So,
Which is funny because you're in those skits on Dillard's channel. What do they call it?
the comic
The
shop.
Cult of yeah, the Cult of Raven comics.
Yeah, well, he got a lot of them from being on my show. A few of them, a few from being on his.
Yeah, I think back way back when I had finally gotten a job and everything, and I wasn't even watching most of it. I stumbled onto Dillard's channel and I watched a few of them, so I subbed to him.
Uh,
I think I was like expelled from regular uh because they were all about selling stuff, and I'm like, so what? We can't just hang out in the chat and like I was in a chat in a certain channel, and they literally said if you're not buying anything, you need to leave. I'm like, what? Are you kidding me?
That was Mike's, right?
Like,
I think I heard about that. That was
and
Mike.
I took off, and then like that Friday or that no, there was that Wednesday. I had a day off that day. I think I had a doctor's appointment. I saw Dillard streaming. He was drawing some girl with an arrow, with a bow and arrow. So I was like, I'm gonna watch him draw. And then I mentioned that, and the exact same that you said is exactly what he said. He goes, that sounds like some S that Mike S. Miller would say. And I'm like,
Well,
well,
it's not so much.
I'm not gonna tell you you're right, but I'm not gonna tell you you're wrong either.
I
And he's
actually,
like, no, I know I'm right.
I actually heard about that at the time, so I knew it was Mike.
Yeah,
And,
it was about the auctions. And I'm like, I've never been on the auction one, and I think that was the first time I was on there.
yeah.
And yeah, he like literally said that out loud, and I'm like, I'm sorry,
You know, unfortunately, Mike
I'm gone.
Mike could be a nice guy, but Mike can also be an idiot. As sometimes he gives us I think as us as Christians a bad name.
Uh, I hate to agree with you on that one. I love him, but
Yes.
I unsubbed when I heard Ro describe him during that one stream when they were hashing it out, and he's like, I literally described saying, I don't. I've met Christians and I've met, people who read the Bible and stuff like that, and you don't. Um, I think no, I hadn't unsubbed from yet. It was when I found the whole video with the frog being. I'm like, oh, dude, come on, man. I understand you're having some beef with him, but at what point do we behave? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was like, and I didn't want to be part of all that beef. I mean, it's not like I was sticking up for EVS because I haven't subbed to EVS in years. I only went to look for that one stream because I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
I felt like the parent in the house that left for the weekend and comes back and the kids had destroyed it.
Yeah.
It's like, I just got a job. I haven't been able to watch any of the streams. The first opportunity I get to jump on the stream, I'm being told that these people don't like each other. This is going on. That is going on. People
Yeah.
bad mouthing Mike. People bad mouthing EBS.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's going on?
I hardly
I thought
watch.
you guys were buddies.
I hardly watch either of their shows anymore. I'm still subbed to both of them, but
Well, I love Mike. I went and resubbed. I don't have any issues with Mike. Like, he'll tell me, like that's too far or something like that back in the Drawn and Quarter days, but you know, it is what it is. Like, I'm not gonna unsub to him or even
yeah.
stop purchasing his stuff because, some people don't like him.
Hey, John, how are you? And yes, that's true, Timothy. Not much, just me and Sketchbook here talking as I'm drawing my character Thunder trying my best to draw him on a motorcycle. Now the biggest problem is all the crop that's supposed to be right where his legs is, drawing all that sort of stuff.
Is this the same character you did not too long ago?
I don't think so. Although I think there's something that makes me think I did him more recently.
The mask. The mask is the same.
Yeah, it might be. Oh, did I draw him when I was doing
Yes,
my
Timothy,
coloring?
we all do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all do.
Hey, if you want to come on, John, I'm using my Discord. The on air. If you scroll down to the bottom, the voice channel's on air. What are you up to besides sowing hate and discontent? I never saw that.
Oh, he's talking to Dillard, I think.
No, that could be too.
Dillard asks, is this a direct ripoff of Booster's original character, Thunder?
No, not even close. I had my Thunder first. And isn't his something Thunder something else? I'm not sure what the whole name is. Quick, John, get your lawyer. I'm speechless. There's no chest hair.
Speaking of Booster, I hear he's doing his own comic.
Yeah, I heard something like that too. His name is Thunder. He's a former male exotic dancer. He shaves his chest hair in the shape of a lightning bolt. I thought he was.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
I thought he had a bigger name than Thunder. I thought it was Sworn. I have to.
You know, I didn't remember which one he was talking about, but the lightning chest hair. That's right.
Yeah.
Diller, didn't you draw a version of it for him?
Yeah, well, he's putting it that character in one of his books. He rides a motorcycle.
His stage name is Canadian Thunder.
Oh, yeah, see there, Canadian Thunder. This is just Thunder. This guy's part of a biker gang, so I figured I'd draw him on a motorcycle. I've never drawn him on a motorcycle before. Next week, I'm going to be drawing his wife, Lightning, on another paper and have her motorcycle sort
I
of
don't know,
going the
Rick.
other way.
You're gonna become the new Jake Parker. Sorry, nobody got that reference.
Rick is now sued, and Dillett will take him to the People's Court or Judge Judy. Wouldn't it be Booster? Since it was Booster's character? Reference went over Timothy's head.
Yeah, it's wrong community. You got to be part of the YouTube art community to get that one.
Does Lightning ride behind him on the same bike? No, they have separate bikes. And probably they ride side by side. And there's a whole lot of crap I need to do here to make this actually look decent. And I'm supposed to be ending in about 4 minutes.
Dillard asks, separate bikes? Question mark. Is she a feminist?
No, I just, you know, the biker gang, I figured she'd own her own bike. Heck, technically she can fly, he can't, so I think she can fly. Plus, in drawing this, I didn't want to draw them both on the same bike at the same time. Since, drawing her this week, or him this week, her next week. That's probably the main reason I'm saying separate bikes, just because of how I wanted to draw things. She has a crotch rock. That leg is messed up. I'm gonna probably make that longer, I think. To roast. New roast of creators. Step 1. Have 3 to 4 entertaining YouTube shows. Step 2. Some merch. I've got merch. Just nobody wants to buy my merch. Rick, I was booted from Discord. Okay. Sorry to hear that. Was I booted from Discord? I think my Discord went down too. Okay, let's see whether we can get back on. I think it was just yours. Mine was out. Yeah, I've got to do some stuff. So that doesn't happen. But I know we're not quite done this. Hopefully I'll finish it up for Thursday. Either that or we'll finish it up Thursday night on Odyssey and all that. So we'll catch you all later. Bye for now. God bless. Love you all. Have a great and wonderful night, day, whatever it might be for you.